Okay. Good evening to everyone, and welcome to this presentation of VITRUM 2021. And I'd like to, first of all, appreciate that everybody is online with us, and that means that we are well and we are going forward and not being affected by the COVID pandemic. I really hope that everybody is fine, and we really also hope that this pandemic is already reached the peak and is going to disappear soon. We have the vaccination plan going on, and this will take a while before it will be fully implemented, but I guess the path is already set. This is the presentation of VITRUM, the 22nd edition of VITRUM, which is going to be held in October in Milan. And October is the fourth quarter of the year, and this gives us enough hopes, and it's just a rational approach, that by that time the vaccination program and immunity that we have already reached probably will allow us to travel freely, and it will be the right moment to meet each other again in person. This presentation, of course, is in a different time, and then we need to do it online, and we also appreciate the fact that with the COVID, we are able to get in touch with everyone through these new systems, and which are helping us tremendously in this period of the pandemic. Before we go further into the presentation, I'd like to touch base on VITRUM, the last edition of VITRUM, so to get you some of the relevant data that we achieved during VITRUM 2019, and which was the year where VITRUM reversed a downward trend. We got a considerable increase in number of exhibitors and square meters used. And this is coming when we have all to reconsider the shows they are normally conceived. And so it was a good sign for VITRUM, and the bet now is on VITRUM 2021, as we are also coming out from a long period of confinement and not traveling. The general situation, as we say, on COVID is quite dramatic, I believe, in some of the states. However, there are some good signs of recovery as the vaccination program is going on at different speed, but it's inevitable. And so we have the great expectations that by beginning of the summer, everything will be completely different. VITRUM, as we say, it's the common house of all the people involved in the glass industry. If you look at the ownership of VITRUM, which is the Italian Association of Machinery, Glass Machinery and Accessories for processing glass, it means that it's not a profitable organization that wants to make money out of VITRUM, and that we always say that. But the consequence of this is that we can shape the show as we like and according to our needs. And this is not a futile observation, as we are trying to get on board as many players as possible that will bring value to the show. As a matter of fact, a few minutes ago, we have the first meeting with the technical steering committee, which is defined to put some added value to the show. So besides presenting, of course, each exhibitor its own product, we need to present also a program, an idea of a show that will give value to a visitor. And this has been an incredible experience for us, because we had participants from the fab shops and different type of industries, and all of them, the intention is to give value and to highlight the importance of VITRUM. And this is really an incredible experience for all of us. At the same time, we opened up, and we were the one who started the community of glass association, as the interest of glass are common throughout the world. And being the owner of VITRUM, a glass association of Italy, we thought that by sharing in a very honest, open way the problems of each association, together with the others, we will help the industry as well as a whole. And so VITRUM is also sponsoring, proudly sponsoring the House of Association of this community of glass associations, which are very, very important to our industry. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic last year, we couldn't have our annual meeting, but I like to highlight one of the achievements that we did with the latest meeting we had, and it is the sponsoring of 2022 as the Year of the Glass, made by Alicia Duran, which is one of the members of this association, of community of glass associations, actually. And I think such an opportunity, if it is going to be realized, is going to be important for the whole industry, even for not the cultural aspect, but also for the industrial, that consequences, implications that it will bring forward. And because of the pandemic, some delays are in place, but we really believe that we should all push for this achievement if possible. And I'd like to thank the organization here in Milan, Fabrizio Cattaneo and his team, Giada, Umberto and Bianca, that are working relentlessly to provide support to this organization. It's a fantastic team, and I believe it has been a great honor for me to be part of this venture, and I am sure that it will bring a good result this year. I'd like to give the floor to Fabrizio Cattaneo, and who will go deep into the subjects of the VITRUM 2021. Fabrizio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zandonella. Thank you for this overview of VITRUM 2021 aims. I will try with my contribution right now to show how we try to turn these goals into new projects, new idea in order to define, let's say, a new concept of VITRUM. That is what we want to underline today. As you just illustrated, Mr. President, VITRUM main purpose is to promote the excellence of glass processing industry. And we are convinced that the best way to do it is that our clients can see firsthand these technologies. So they can touch and feel, concretely, this technology. So it means that exhibitors should display their technologies during the exhibition. That's why, please, can I ask you to show the slide? Thank you very much. That's why, this is the reason why we worked out rates that, as you can see, significantly decrease with the increasing of the space required by the exhibitors. That is because we want to improve the possibility to show your technology, to be there with machine, with technology, and with all of this. Then, if you look at this picture, you will see that another characteristic of the rate that we work out is the possibility for the exhibitor that will fill in the application form within February 15 to have an additive discount of 5% as the early bird, but also, that is much more important, to have a sort of priority in space assignment. And this is very relevant for us because when you show technology, the most important thing is that you can have a feeling of a good layout of this technology. So the visitors have the possibility to immediately reach what is looking for. So this is why we also offer an early bird with, let's say, a priority in space assignment, much more than 5% of discount plus. Another relevant characteristic that is in the red, in the picture I'm showing, is that, as President told before, we have a network with all the associations that are representing the world of glass as a whole. And we would like to consolidate this relationship and reinforce this partnership. So we offer to all the members of the association that are part of the community of glass association an additional discount directly through the association. So their association will recognize an additional discount because VITRUM as an organizer will recognize it to the association. So please ask to your association which is the discount that is waiting for you. That's one important thing. When you show the technology, as we say, then okay, we have to find a way in order that visitors find what is looking for immediately. And we want to outline two different exhibitors' characterization. The first one is, let's say, a well-known one that is VITRUM specialized. You already seen it in the last edition. And the second one is a brand new one that we call VITRUM qualities, and is a way to characterize the exhibitors through the qualities of final products that they produce with their technology. But I will show you much more in detail in a few minutes. Let's start with VITRUM specialized. As most of you already know, they are 12 timid pathways that identify the different exhibitors' production. You see the picture there has shown which are these 12 teams, and the aim that we decided to try to achieve for 2021 edition is to develop this approach in, let's say, a 2.0 version, and we would like to transform some of these from automated paths into full-blown, noticeable automated areas into the pavilion. So we would like mainly for, let's say, hologlass, real environment, automotive and fenestration. We are trying to develop some cooperation with partners in order to have a dedicated area within the pavilion to, let's say, underline the participation of these of this different thematic area within our exhibition. This is why because we want to clarify that VITRUM at the end to become the exhibition of all the industry, not only of technology constructors, but of all the industry. So I mean, from the raw material to the final product. As I told you, the second characterization of the industry that we provide this year, the brand new one, is the one we call glasses, the qualities of glass. And this is, as I told you before, a new thematic path with the aim of promoting the entire industry through the final product. We underline 9 qualities of glass that the final users can detect as uniques of glass products, and that are possible thanks to the support of each element of the glass industry. So what we want to do is, using these qualities, promote all the industries as a whole, technology, transformators, and all the industry as a whole through the characteristics of the glass products. As you see, the 9 characteristics that we start to find, yes, it's useful. It's that glass is useful, safe, green, pure, smart, social, voguish, flexible, and of course traditional. So I think in this characteristic, anybody can recognize himself, can recognize his contribute to this characteristic of products made by glass.
Fabrizio, maybe now healthier.
Yeah, you are right. We have one that's healthier. You're right. But we have to. At the beginning, we put it within safe, but maybe healthier is to be in the right and you're right. Okay, so going on with this representation, we have a new project that in some way link together the two approaches that I told you right now, and it's VITRUM Live. VITRUM Live is a new website. Everything is okay? Okay. It's a new website that we developed in order to promote our exhibition, but most of all the community of our exhibitor, both during the exhibition, but also when the exhibition, let's say the real exhibition, the live exhibition is not running. So during one and the other exhibition, it is, let's say, an editorial portal where all the exhibitors can put their news, the information, articles, and let's say the two added value that we try to put on this portal is, first of all, that is for free for this edition for all the exhibitors. So if you are an exhibitor of of VITRUM, you are in this portal, and there's no way to be in if you are not an exhibitor. And the second added value is that we try to provide the platform, but also, let's say, someone who is going to help you in editing your news, in write your articles, and doing this kind of promotion that is not usually the business that you are running every day. So this is a need that some of our company suggest us, and this is what we try to do. Coming to, let's say, maybe the most important project that we put on the table for the edition 2021, we try to, let's say, copy some very good experience we have in Milan. VITRUM is guested by Milan. Milan is a very, very smart and nice town, and we want to try to put our exhibition within Milan and offer to all our exhibitors and all our visitors the possibility to leave Milan much more than we do in the past. So we try to propose this event, the Glass Week. The Glass Week is, let's say, a sort of platform
of several events that we can offer to our exhibitor and to our visitors. I mean, events dedicated to, let's say, to all people of Milan, all the people that is tourists, that is inhabitants of Milan, something like that, and also events dedicated to our customer, to our people, I mean. So it's a way to enlarge the possibilities of being of participating in this event, and to a new way to promote your business, your products, and I mean all the industry of glass within a city that is very, very important and very growing.
If I may,
yeah, please.
If I may, Fabrizio, I think it's very important for our customer to get ideas, and the ideas can come from these events that can be created throughout the city.
Yeah.
So to present finished products, final products, could be artistic, it could be pieces of facades, can be something projects, can be what. And this is probably the most useful way to support our customers, because not only to give the technical information, which can be done at the booth, but give also the idea of the finished products when they go back.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Exactly, that's what you say is exactly what the aim of this new project, and so it's also a way to involve more all the industry, as we said before, as the industry as a whole.
Absolutely.
That's it. And of course, we imagine two ways to participate in this new project that is called Glass Week. First one is to participate with events, with proposals, with ideas, with some events, something like that. The second one, please, can you put again the last slide, please? Thank you. Okay. The last one is to be a sponsor. So to use this event to promote yourself, to promote your business, to promote your company, to promote your brand. That will be very important. So we developed some package, as a sponsor. As you can see, is not so expensive, but is there the possibility to show yourself within the exhibition, outside the exhibition, so within Milan, downtown Milan, and with some different opportunities that I will show you if you need any further information. Coming to a conclusion, I come to the final consideration shared by the President. We bet, I would say, for an exhibition, I would say in the pavilion, enriched by new events and new activities. But as the President said before, pandemic is all over the corner. So we have to be careful, but we bet on it. We consider that in October there will be terms for doing it, and until our exhibitors believe the same, we will work to make the 2021 edition of VITRUM the best one ever. That's our aim. That's what we're working for.
I believe this can be a great opportunity for us to start human touch again after a long period of seclusion. So I think it can be a free moment to express ourselves, and it will be fantastic. The whole industry will be united. We are trying now to get, as Fabrizio said before, to get also the end user and some other stakeholder in the industry, like laboratories and different cultural association and whatever. Because I think with the pandemic, we learn one thing: if we stay together and if you are united, we can go on. Otherwise, by staying separated in this particular moment, there is no way, no future for us. So I believe this is an important point. Yeah. And the last one that I want to make before we go into other points of the presentation is I wanted to underline the very aggressive price that we are offering, because the idea is we would like to carry on our shoulder the probability and the possibility to get together again in spite of the consequences of a crisis that says to us we have to increase the prices because the costs are going up. We are very much aggressive, and so at the end of the day, I think it's an important aspect of because we are all close to the exhibitors, and to come to a show, it's very complicated, very expensive. But overall, Milan will be an important arena, I think, this year, together with IMO, which is every 6 years. So I think if a person comes to VITRUM, may also enjoy other technologies presented at the IMO. So you get two birds with one stone, I guess. So this is, I think, an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I thank you very much. I just conclude saying that, of course, we know that a fair can change in only one edition. We are trying to change a little bit VITRUM. I say much more than a little bit, but we are trying to change it. And what we want to do, our goal is to make as many steps as possible in the right way to make clear that the new direction from the very beginning is starting. So please consider this is the aim we are trying to reach for this edition of VITRUM in 2021. So that's it. I think now I would like to ask to some of our partner that, as the president said before, have been involved in the VITRUM steering committee, and we have a meeting a few hours ago, and we asked them to be our testimonial to give us the ideas and the project for VITRUM, and I would like to ask some of them now to give this testimonial also to you. So please, I will ask Rafael Prati from Intermac BS if he would like to take the floor and to give a short presentation of his collaboration with VITRUM. Can you hear Rafael? Can you hear me? Doesn't work. We have some technical problem, but I think we are managing it now.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I guess you can hear me. And now you can also see me, right?
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, that's extremely interesting. Thank you for inviting Intermac to this presentation. It's quite interesting because we're using a different means that we would have used, I would say, a couple of years ago. I would probably stand in the same room as you are, while I'm actually, as you can see from the background, basically at home, which doesn't prevent us to develop new ways of communicating and transferring value to our stakeholders. And I think that's going to be extremely interesting, apart from this short introduction. Because VITRUM is actually adapting itself to the new context. We're really in a phase where we need to transform the way we're taking our business to the next level, in the way we are also developing new tools to interact with the people we'd like to involve in our projects. And that's exactly what VITRUM is going to make. It's not going to be it's going to change, not its nature, because I think that the core value is anyway going to be the technology that is presented there. Of course, that's going to be the central, let's say, aspect of the trade show, but it's going to make it even more interesting, giving an added value that is going to be essential for the visitors, for the exhibitors, and for the entire industry. The concept of talking about the items that have been manufactured with the technology that is presented at VITRUM is a key factor. It's something that as Intermac we've been doing for several years now. It's extremely important because it gives us the possibility to demonstrate that you can do marvelous piece of furniture, that you can push your creativity far beyond if you have the right technology. But we express that idea basically talking about the results of the work that our customers, our partners are actually taking care of. And that's what we'd like to do at VITRUM. I think that the Glass Week is going to be an essential aspect of this edition. It's going to be interesting for the people who will have the possibility to attend physically to the show, because it will give them a different point of view about the industry, including, as we said, architecture, including design, furniture. So offering a wider, a wider view about the industry we're working on, and what Mr. Zandonella was actually mentioning. Of course, you probably need technology, you probably need to update the way you're producing, you probably need to think about, of course, all the digital transformation of the manufacturing industry if you are a producer. But first of all, you need ideas. And in order to get those ideas and put them in practice, we think that the possibility of having a greater view and a different point of view about this industry, since we're located in Milan, is going to be a great advantage for the visitors, for those who are going to come, but as well as those that actually will not be able to join this time, because of course we are fully aware that it's not going to be an usual edition for sure. So we need to bring the show at their place. And in order to do that, we're very committed with the advisory board of VITRUM, in order to provide additional content that can be, reached and can be seen through the means that we're using today to do this presentation. There's the portal that we were talking a few minutes ago. What is going to be important is to focus on what the visitors and what the stakeholders of this industry are looking for. So this committee is going to work in order to identify high-end professors and high-end lecturers that will be able to enlarge the vision of the people that are belonging to this industry. We're trying to contribute to this very ambitious project as Intermac, of course. We have that in our mission as a company. And so we're very pleased that we can actually share this approach also with the entire, of course, Italian manufacturing glass industry, in order to provide this added value. That is what will make the attendance to a show, digital or physically, for sure, a wonderful experience, because you're going to bring back not only new technologies, but a lot of new ideas to improve and to become more competitive. And that's what is going to be important for the visitors.
Well, thank you very much, Raphael. I think it's very enlightening and very promising. There is a tremendous willingness from everybody to make it successful. And I guess this is half of a way to achieve it, because I can see the commitment of the people involved very strong. There is really a willingness to go out of this limbo in which we are set for the last year or so, and so I think it can be really releasing the pressure, and I think it can bring also VITRUM to a different level that otherwise would not have been set without this crisis.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think it's accelerating the entire process, which is a challenge on one side and a big opportunity on the other.
Yeah, there is always a way to look at the problem. It can be an opportunity or it can be a problem. We have to choose.
That's right.
One we have to
And usually we choose the opportunity most of the time, I can assure you.
Thank you very much, Raphael.
Thank you.
So who else is?
Thank you very much, Raphael. I would like to stay on with the focus on items manufacturing with technology. So I would like to ask to Dr. Daniele Predari, that is the owner of his own family company and also president of Glassay Group, if you want to provide us his contribution as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so sorry, they told me that Dr. Predari wasn't able to participate in this meeting, but I think that Dottoressa Lucia Masutti is replacing him. So, Dottoressa Masutti, if you want to take the floor, please, it's your time.
No.
No. You have to ask something to Ms. Masutti? I think you have to turn on your camera. Your camera, yeah, or something like that, because
Or your microphone. At least we can hear you.
okay.
She's not able to connect.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can try later, so we can go to the next one.
Yes, we can go to, yes. I will ask to one totally different partner, and we try to involve also partners that are not really directly related to the sector, but in any case, they are linked with this. And I think that Miss Caterina Gonzalez, that is a wealth advisor of Banca Mediolanum, is with us, live with us, and I will ask her if she can briefly introduce herself and explain us why Banca Mediolanum, that is a bank, of course, so something that is not related with the sector, is interested and involved in this project that is VITRUM and the Glass Week and all the project that we showed you before. Please, Caterina, welcome and thank you very much. And I also ask to our technicians to put the slide presentation.
Good evening. Could you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, yes.
You're online.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you and to be as a partner, a different area partner for VITRUM and for GMAV Associates. With Banca Mediolanum, we think that there are some very important business area that could be involved and could be spread out about this partnership with GMAV and during the next VITRUM exhibition that could be interesting to be of any help, especially for what is involved about the investment banking and wealth management area. Because we think that there are some correlations between these two business areas, and not many banks are able to be in connection with these two business areas, because we in Banca Mediolanum, we think that these are two very related activities, and in our business model, they often go together when we provide our entrepreneurs clients, and so for the Glass Week stakeholders with financial advisory, because the company generally represents a large amount of the family's full wealth, and its diversification is often connected with important strategic decisions for the entire family, and leading consequences affecting the governance of the complex process and the generational shift. So a strong coordination between the wealth management and investment banking is fundamental in order to have a balanced perspective between the life plan and of each entrepreneur's family and the project for his business. In Banca Mediolanum, both wealth management and investment banking are part of the same legal entity and are represented by a unique relationships manager, the wealth advisor, I mean. So we think that this approach could be of any help and could be an added value for GMAV associates, for Glass stakeholders, and it differentiates this bank from our competitor because it allows us to have a global perspective and a view of each of the entrepreneur's needs. For instance, what about the pandemic that we know is really affecting the corporate strategy? The pandemic is bringing about a whole new era, a new world to which we will hopefully return in a few months at the end of this emergency. Therefore, that's the reason why most companies are starting to rethink their medium and long-term strategies, as the pandemic has accelerated and modified the global competition dynamics, as in a post-war world. While in the short term, the banking system was able to intervene with the huge liquidity injections to support the real economy, in the medium and long-term scenario, it will be crucial for companies to consider new financial strategies, as well as the instruments to put them into actions. So the urge to rethink medium and long-term financial strategies has surely affected companies in good financial and industrial health, but it has spread its effects even more on those companies with unresolved problems and issues, such as generational shift, dimension, or strategic, or even product positioning issues. The truth is that those who do not understand how to adapt to this new reality will risk disappearing. That's why many companies are starting to explore more than in the past other funding options to growth, such as mergers, acquisitions, and other debt or capital raising processes. It's no surprise that today more and more specific supply chain projects and aggregation between companies are taking place, with the ultimate goal to create stronger conglomerates of businesses and players. Luckily, nowadays we have some particular financial conditions and companies have a great choice of potential solutions to execute their strategic decisions. Major central banks are assumed to maintain their current policy rate settings throughout the forecast horizon to the end of 2022, generating a huge liquidity in the financial market. In this zero interest rate era, many investors are moving to the real economy, looking for good projects and companies to invest in it for an extra premium. So in conclusion, what we think is the added value of Banca Mediolanum partnership for GMAV associates during VITRUM and Glass Week for all the glass stakeholders. We think it could be a special occasion to meet all glass industry stakeholders and make an association between technical skills and the long-term visions run together to design the right solution, both for entrepreneurs, business, and family. Because when an entrepreneur has to consider strategic transactions for his company, he faces two delicate issues. The first issue is found in the fact that even though entrepreneurs strongly know their specific business, most of the time they are not fully aware and familiar with extraordinary corporate transactions. The second issue is that a strategic decision on the business is generally followed by strong personal and emotional components, which can sometimes lead the entrepreneur to a somehow distorted view of problems and possible solutions. For us, we think it is fundamental for each entrepreneur faced with an important strategic decision for his family business to be supported by a figure like a wealth advisor. As a matter of fact, on one hand, the advisor can make the entrepreneur understand specific technical aspects of the extraordinary financial transaction in order to allow him to evaluate all the possibility of choice of alternatives. On the other hand, the wealth advisor can also provide the entrepreneur with a critical and pragmatic vision, which could be represent the key factor to rightly interpret each and every situation. In conclusion, we think that this relation could be possible for a bank like Banca Mediolanum that has in its DNA the figure of the entrepreneur, since Doris family, the foundation family, is still firmly in governance in this bank. So it's very easy to understand the entrepreneur situations. As a matter of fact, Banca Mediolanum, the entrepreneur can count on a personal and trust-based relationship with his advisor, a relationship that is founded on a long-term, on long mutual knowledge. This strong relationship helps the advisor to be close to his entrepreneur clients in any matter concerning his wealth and needs, both the ones affecting the family and the business. That's generally speaking, in conclusion, what Banca Mediolanum would like to contribute for all glass industry stakeholders during the next VITRUM exhibition. So nothing else, I think. Thank you very much for this opportunity and see you later and see you soon in Milan.
Thank you very much, Caterina, and then for your contribution. And then Fabrizio, what is that?
So unfortunately, we lost the speech of Mr. Ferrari and the Glassay group because we had some technical problems. So I will leave the floor now, if you agree, to some contribution from our participants that are linked with us, that are online with us right now.
Okay.
So I know that someone has already some question. Please take the floor and put your question directly. I know Mr. Grutov would like to put a question. If you can give him, Mr. Grutov. I think they are connecting you. Just
Marco.
1 second. Yeah, Marco. Okay. Here we are.
Good afternoon, Marco.
Can you hear us, Marco? We can't hear you. Okay, now we try to speak, please. Well, we see you, but we can't hear you. I know his question. If you want, I can put it on
table.
Yeah, it's
Marco, did you transfer the question to Fabrizio?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
How are you doing?
Great, Marco. Great.
Thank you. Well, I asked a question about the go, no go. Is there a date you want to finish or to be sure on the ongoing of the event?
Well, as I say at the beginning, Marco, the trend that we are experiencing and witnessing is that, you know, the probability 99.9% is that we are going, and we are going unless, of course, we have learned in the last a year or so that everything can be unpredictable. So we are not sure 100%. But if we take the history and you look at what happened with the Spanish flu, and you look at what is happening now, and with the vaccination program, most likely the fourth quarter of the year will be in a much, much different position than it is, you know, we are living now. So I believe actually is going to be, as I say before, the right moment to start again a different kind of living, because we will be in the position to talk to each other and get closer to each other and travel that we have not been possible for the last year and a half. So I think more realistic is going to be the moment. Of course, if there is another variant of this pandemic and it's coming, we have to adapt ourselves, and we are not going to jeopardize the health of anybody. So honestly, we will make the decision according to what is happening. But from what is our experience, I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, after the English and the Brazilian and South African variant, we are waiting for the Italian variant. That is the sunshine variant.
I think that's the point. I think we went through the winter, and the winter has been terrible with the second wave. But even in region like the Veneto region where I come from, we had the whole winter with a high spike of infection. Now it's on a steady decline, and I don't know if it's because we heard we reached a level of infection that is above a certain limit, that there is a limitation to the spread of the disease, or what, or because of we are more careful. But in any case, the situation is going down considerably. So I believe with the spring coming and with the vaccination program, I think it would be really hopeful for the whole industry, not only for us, particularly for the restoration and for the traveling and for other type of industries. I think it's quite important that we start again moving.
Well, let's hope so.
In our case, for example, the pandemic has been terrible in terms of traveling, but it has been great for the business because everybody is looking to improve their houses. So we have not been dramatically affected. I think everybody's putting something new in the house, and then when you put something new, it can be glass, stone, it can be whatever, but you really have our industry going. And in fact, we have been down in March, April last year, and then slowly upward until the last quarter, tremendously busy. Everybody was busy. So I think the industry is not really affected by the COVID unless we have to consider traveling, and traveling will come back for sure.
I'm positive, and I think you're right. So we have to be patient, but October is far away, luckily.
Yeah, if you see, Marco, the statistics, everybody's claiming that 70% of the population will be within vaccination program within August. So I think if this is true, and maybe it's not 70%, can be 60%, but once you reach such a high level of vaccination, along with infected people that got immunization, natural immunization, I think it's going to be fine. I think by October.
Okay. Well, thank you for the clear presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you very much for your question. As far as I see, someone from Denver asked for a question, but I can't see who he is. So please, if you want to put your question, I think we can put you in contact.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Ciao, Fabrizio. Good evening. Thank you for the presentation. Going back to the go, no go. Of course, nobody knows what the future holds. But my question is whether there's let's say, a way out in case a company confirms the registration and then for whatever reason the exhibition is postponed, and what's going to happen with the fee and the registration meanwhile made.
Okay, Nori, thank you for your question. The only thing I can say, I already paid registration, so I'm the only one. But I let Fabrizio answer to you.
Thank you very much. We are working with Fiera Milano in order to introduce some new clauses within the contract, and major force clauses will be one of these that we want to introduce in the contract. But it will take some time more. I don't want to say a long time, but we need some more time to introduce this. But this is our final aim. That's what we want to reach as a goal. In the meantime, we are asking to our exhibitor to confirm their participation to VITRUM. But on the other side, as the president said before, we are not asking them to pay the amount for the registration. That's the way we decide to protect. Yeah, the way we find out to protect and to tell you directly that we don't want to link you with any sort of contract or something like that. So in this case, we need the time to introduce a majority force
closed within the contract, but in the meantime, we give you the possibility to register into VITRUM without giving, let's say, the money, the amount is needed to take part. So this is, I think, the most warranty we can provide you. I don't think.
If I can ask you, what is at the moment the last deadline for the payment settlement?
We don't have a definitive deadline, but of course we have technical time that is needed in order to do all the thing that you need to do to participate in exhibition. So concretely, it means that we can, at the end, if needed, we can come to spring before deciding if confirm your participation or not. This is what we can tell you. I think maybe March, maybe April, it will be, let's say, a sort of deadline, but it's not a precise deadline, and we can manage it a little bit. So we try to help you also in this way.
Well, I would say also that the one that is registering first will get the spot, and the one that is registering last is going to get what is left. So this is one of the things that we put in place. So, and in terms of settlement, full settlement, of course, before the show should be done, because otherwise you can't go to the show.
That's it.
And we will give you an answer as soon as possible, as Fiera Milano will answer for the case of force majeure that we have to add to the contract.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
Thank you.
Of course, as President said, we in any case, we assure you all the advantages. So the early bird, the priority and everything, if you fill in the question form, then you have all the advantages that we assure. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roberto. Thank you. They told me that Miss Barbara Antonini is now online with us, and
she wants to give us a contribution.
I will have to ask her if she wants to give us a contribution on the participation as one of the company of the hologlass sector. So if you want to provide your contribution, Ms. Antonini.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Now we can hear you. Okay, now we can see you also.
Yes. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me at this meeting. And I am sorry I arrived a little late.
No problem, no worry.
As I told Mr. Cattaneo some weeks ago, when we first spoke about the VITRUM exhibition, I think that this year we can have the opportunity to give back to this Italian exhibition its importance, because as I remember, when I was a young girl, the exhibition in Milan was a very high level attraction also for foreign customer, and also for hollow glass. Then time by time, and I cannot explain why, it loses its importance. And I think that in this case, all exhibitions are starting from zero, because this year I have seen that the exhibitions program in the world is quite rich, and all exhibitions, I think, are starting more or less at the same level, because this terrible virus maybe has cancelled what happened in the last years, and countries as China, for example, which had a very strong exhibition of glass, is now completely closed to the foreign countries. So I don't mean that we will get the importance in 1 year of China glass, but of course China glass is now missing. Exhibition in Middle East, I don't know if really can have place. Also, Glasstec in Germany, I have many doubts about the possibility that this exhibition could be as big as usual. That, for example, people from Southeast Asia, Latin America, China, India, if they can come, they can exhibit, they can visit. So I think that it's like for us, for Italian people, it's a big opportunity. And I think we should think about VITRUM as it was the first time that we organize it. I don't know how to explain, but we have to think to something new.
Barbara, thank you very much, and I do agree with you. And not only for the shows, this is also changing the way we are conceiving the production. For example, a few years ago, everybody was moving the production to China or other countries because of a low cost of manufacturing, and but that implicates a large volume of products being related, because otherwise you can't move the industry if you don't have mass production. And logistics played an important role. Now, I think in the last year or so, we have witnessed a shift from these countries back to Europe, whereas flexibility has been always a must, and our industry has been adapting very quickly to the customer needs. And so probably can be also the show should be adapted and changed a little bit to these new needs. So I think it's not really irrelevant what you said, but it can be an important aspect. The production and everything is shifting again back, at least to the quality and the total cost of ownership. Whereas a few years ago, there was only price, and not the cost. You know? So I think it can be a change of mind, and probably we need to have a production in each continent, and the shows must adapt itself as well.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Your contribution has been very, very useful. I agree with Mr. Tandonella, and I think is also a way to underline how also the holograph sector is believing in the new VITRUM, in the new version of VITRUM that we hope, we are sure we will be able to present you in 2021.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Barbara. As far as I can see, there are no more questions. If anyone has a question to put, please virtually raise up your hand, and we will give you the possibility to put the question. Okay, we have someone. Frederick today. Please, we are going to leave you to connect you. Just 1 second, please.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey, Frederick.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for this conference. We heard many words about pandemic and virus during this conference. And my question is, glass is more and more used as a protection for people during this pandemic. We've seen many glass in offices, supermarkets, airports, etc. And also with antibacterial layer, glass could play a role to fight the virus and bacteria. Do you plan to use this way to promote the glass as an efficient tool to protect people.
Federica, that's what I say to Fabrizio before. He mentioned 9 things of glass, and I say health is one of them because of antibacterial. You can use as a shield. Yeah, you can use it in many different ways.
I had a lack of connection during the conference.
Yeah. It's really a good idea, and we will, of course, try to fruit it because it's a good idea. It's something that we have to underline because glass is really making a very relevant contribution in this. So, of course, we will do something to promote our sector also through this topic, of course. Now we do not already develop any specific project on this, but today in the steering committee, some suggestions on the point already arise, and we will work soon on these ideas as well. So maybe we will have another presentation to show you also these specific topics next time.
As I say, in general, Federica, the pandemic has been very awful to some of the industry. For example, traveling, tourism, restaurants, and all these things have been badly affected. Whereas our industry, with the construction, has been not so affected. At the beginning, yes. I remember, as in my company, for example, we had a worst case scenario that we were going to get less than 50% of the sales volume of the year before when we were in April, because we were in complete lockdown. We didn't know what it was. And then at the end of the year, we closed the year with -4% and -4.5%. So, which is not really bad. And if you consider that we lost 1.5 months in April, June, July, because people were all locked, I think it has been a great. And why is that? Because people cannot travel and they invest in their houses. So in one way or the other, we are all blessed. I think the industry is good. And glass particularly, not only for the houses, but also for the offices, because you put the shields, pharmacies, shops, you put all these things. So I think overall glass has been an incredible tool to support and to curb the virus and the spread of the virus. So I think it has been bad, difficult, but we have to look at the good aspect of it. And then another good aspect is, of course, the exploitation of internet. Like today, for example, we didn't need to travel everywhere. We were talking to each other. But this is not to substitute personal touch. I think as we had a discussion with the steering committee, technical committee, I think the show can be it can be the final assembly of many different pieces. Can be either tutorial on internet, it can be something that you can put together like a visual or something done with a computer. But then you need something to put them together and to summarize, and that can be done for sure at the show.
Yeah. Yes, it's also the same in France. People discovered that windows are also made with glass, and they discovered that glass is also a protection. And the market is very strong, especially for residential, less for offices, but for residential, it's terrific for the moment.
See, in fact, this is why I say I have a positive view on the future, and it's not based on just a guess. It's based on many facts that you put them together, you can come up with a good, substantial, rational view of what can be the future. So I think for us, glass, it's an incredible opportunity. And if we are capable to put that together and present to the customer in a very organized way, it can be a breakthrough.
And also European Union and Brussels are plan to launch a very big wave of renovation. and they decided to put glass and windows in the center of with renovation wave, and it's a very good sound for the market and for the
Yeah, I think we are talking about glass, and not only. You remember when Alicia say we should sponsor 2022 as the year of the glass? It's not a really a futile thing. If United Nations would name glass the year of the glass 2022, it would be an incredible opportunity for us, because everybody would be talking, and so you will have designers, you have projects made with glass that can be brought to the attention. So architects and everybody will talk about it, and then it's a driving force for everybody, I think.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Frederick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And hope to see you soon.
Spanish, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I see we have one more, maybe more than one more question. The first one, I see the name, if I'm right, is JL Paris. Can we connect our guest so then you can put the question? Okay.
Grazie.
Hello, welcome. I think you have to turn on your microphone that is closed right now. Okay.
Okay, now?
Yes,
Perfect.
please.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot for this presentation. Good evening. I would like to know some figures. I don't know if you maybe said before. I would like to know if you had figures about how many companies have confirmed their registration for the next VITRUM VITRUM fair, and how many are out from Italy, and how many from Spain.
Well, I leave you the exact numbers with probably with Fabrizio. We are in line with what has been traditionally, because we are very early in the year, so normally we complete this registration a little bit later. The problem of the COVID for sure will slow down the registration. However, as I say, it would be wise to approach us and to register sooner, because you have a priority on the spot. Other than that, I think we are not particularly affected by COVID, because we were having the registration a little bit after this period, the formal registration.
Yeah,
we have been talking to many companies, and the feeling is mixed. From outside of Europe, I don't think we had much of a connections at the moment. Is that correct?
Is that correct? Yes, it's less than 10, if you want to say.
Yes,
right now.
outside of Europe. But in Europe, there is a lot of interest.
At the moment, we have almost 60 confirmed participation to the exhibition. That is not so much, but as Mr. President said before, we delay the period to confirm the participation till after this month as early bird, and then we will give the possibility to go on.
But it was similar also in 2019.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, it is.
So it's not really, we are not worried now.
No.
Would be different if we would been in April with these numbers. Yes, for sure would be different. But
of course, to be honest, companies are delaying their confirmation. It is a matter of fact. The pandemic is over the corner, and so they want to, let's say, more or less be sure. So they are waiting for, they are looking for. But as the president told, we are not afraid about it for the moment. It being April, we will be.
April,
at the moment,
May would be different. Yes, for sure.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, perfect very much. Hope to see you next October in Milan.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Because everything has been freezed, but okay, I go on if you hear me. I see that Nicole Harris, our colleague from NGA, National.
Oh, fantastic.
Would like to put a question. Please, Nicole. We in just a minute, we connect you and then you can provide your answer.
So maybe, Nicole, you can give us your perspective from the other side of the pond.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And I just really, not so much a question, but just to give you our support. We certainly understand what it is to be challenged by COVID and our trade show, and GMAV and VITRUM are very important partners. And so we will do everything we can to support you. We also are doing things online, as you are. We have our technical conference coming up on February 9th, and we will extend to your members and participants if you'd like to join that. We have all of our codes, updates, standards, a lot of the activities happening in North America. But in any case, you know, Glassbuild is in September, and that show has to go on this year. So we think that means that VITRUM must also happen the following month. So we appreciate everything you're doing, and it'll be very interesting as we all adapt to this new situation.
We are sharing the same path, and I believe you are a little bit earlier than us, less than a month earlier. But I believe by early, let's say July, the situation will be so fine that the traveling accommodation needed to be set for the show will be no problem. So I think both shows will be performed in a smooth way.
Well, we look forward to seeing you again in person.
Yes, and if I can, of course, I will be attending also the show in Atlanta.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
See you soon, Nicole. Thank you very much. Okay. I see Mr. Calaman.
See, Patrick is.
Can we put it? Can we connect him? Okay. No, that's not. So we can answer because it's very early.
Patrick from Australia is asking, how do you see travel restrictions in Europe and affecting travel from countries outside of the EU? I believe, of course, we have some restrictions, but I strongly believe that there are two things. One is the importance of commercial traveling, and that cannot be stopped. Our government and all the governments are working to give green channels where you can go and for a specific thing, and based now on a test performed before traveling and when you go back. And this is one of the things, but we believe that with the vaccination program going on, this will not last too long, and probably by the early summer, this will be gone, and we can travel again in a safer way. So I'm really confident that travel restrictions will go on for another month in Europe, and then slowly will be reduced to reach a acceptable point, because to be realistic, we cannot say the virus will be gone forever and we do not have any problems in the summer. I think we have always to cope for a while with this thing, but realistically, from what we have experienced, it will be much easier to travel than now. So again, it's a hope, but it's substantiated by what is happening in every country.
Yeah. Can I only add on this question that, of course, we are also work on developing, let me say, a digital twin of VITRUM, as Mr. Tabarello said before. So, but not because we are afraid on the way that we cannot have a live event. We will have a live event and we will add a digital twin. So in the case that
someone can't reach physically the event, we have also this opportunity to help him and to make him participating to our event. This is what we are working on, and maybe next time we will be able also to show you all the details of this, let's say, digital twin of VITRUM.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. So we are at the end of the presentation. I'd like again to thank everybody that has been connected. It has been an incredible experience for myself as well, because this is a very unique way to go through and to reach all of you. It has been great. It's changing dramatically the way we are doing business, and we have to look at the good aspect and not the problem, I think, and to ride a horse and to take the best out of VITRUM 2021.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much to all of you. Of course, we'll wait for you in VITRUM in October. And of course, we are here for any question, any other suggestion, anything you will need. We are here with all the team at your disposal.
Last but not least, when you come to VITRUM, enjoy Italy a little bit. So enjoy Milan and maybe other part of Italy with a weekend or whatever.
We will help you. We will help you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.